Hello everyone, and welcome to today's broadcast. Today is Saturday, April 4, 2026. I'm your host, Sun Okami. And I am super excited to spend this time with you. Today, I'm introducing a trending article from the archive, and it is a really fascinating one. The title is Moiré Video Authentication, a physical signature against AI video generation. The title is Haps na UI, messing AI giving. Viola Cecily. Video signature. It is long, but do not worry, because I'm going to break it all down for you and make it super easy to understand. Before we dive deep into the science, let us talk about the big problem this paper is trying to solve. We're seeing recent advances in video generation have made AI-synthesized content increasingly difficult to distinguish from real footage. Generative video models now produce footage so convincing that human viewers, automated detectors, and even forensic analysts struggle to distinguish it from real recordings. Spreading unauthentic misinformation by generative AI is no longer a hypothetical scenario. It is our new reality. For example, the paper mentions a case where a finance worker was tricked into transferring $25 million after attending a video call where everyone else was impersonated by AI-generated video. That is so scary, right? So what are we doing about it right now? And why is it not enough? Existing AI video detection broadly falls into two categories. First, we have post-hoc forensic detectors, which analyze pixel-level artifacts or temporal inconsistencies to flag at generated content. While effective against earlier generators, these methods are locked in an arms race. Each new model eliminates the artifacts that detectors exploit, demanding constant retraining and offering limited lasting guarantees. Second, we have digital watermarking approaches, which embed provenance information into media at creation time. However, metadata can be stripped, re-embedded, or forged, re-ended, or forged, and digital watermarks degrade under common post-processing operations. Neither paradigm provides an unforgeable physical link between the recorded scene and the resultant video. That is where this amazing paper comes in. The researchers propose a fundamental and different approach, which is a physical authentication signature. They instantiate this idea through the Moiré effect, an intriguing and widely observed yet often overlooked optical phenomenon. Moiré effects are the interference fringes that appear when two fine periodic structures, such as line gradients, are overlaid. These fringes are highly sensitive to the precise geometric relationship between the camera and the grading assembly. As the camera moves, the fringes shift according to deterministic optical laws. This tight coupling between camera motion and fringe motion forms a phasm signature that real optical systems produce naturally, but that current video generation models cannot reliably synthesize. The core assumption underlying our approach is that current video generation models are not grounded in physical simulation. They use to produce plausible-looking frames from large-scale data, but they do not model the wave-up-downs interactions that govern Moiré fringe formation and evolution. Accurately reproducing the effect will require solving the exact optical problem for every frame. Tiny shifts in camera position produce measurable fringe displacement, and the mapping from camera motion to fringe motion follows a strict mathematical relationship derived from first principles. Even future models were trained on abundant footage containing Moiré patterns. Learning the visual appearance of fringes can hardly equip a model to solve the underlying optical equations. Now, let us talk about how this technology can be applied to our everyday lives. I've thought of at least 3 specific application examples based on the content of this paper. First, let us consider high-stakes corporate video conferencing. Just like the $25 million scam I mentioned earlier, companies are losing huge amounts of money to deepfake impersonations by requiring executives to wear a simple physical badge with a two-layer Moiré grading structure. Companies can authenticate the video feed in real time, As the person naturally moves their head and body during the call, the webcam captures the Moiré fringe shifts. The verification software extracts both the fringe phase and the grading image displacement from the video and tests their linear correlation. If the correlation is close to 100%, the system confirms it is a real optical capture of a real human being. Second, we can apply this to news broadcasting and citizen journalism. In a world where fake news can spread across social media in minutes, proving the authenticity of raw footage is more urgent than ever. Journalists cover sensitive events, like protests or political speeches, could place a passive Moiré billboard in the background of their shot, or hold it in front of the camera before they start speaking. Because the signature is entirely passive and requires no electronic components, it is cheap, durable, and easy to deploy anywhere in the world when the footage is uploaded. News agencies can run the Moiré motion and variant verification, ensuring the video is a genuine physical recording before broadcasting it to the public. Third, think about digital identity verification for online banking or government services. Right now, many apps ask you to record a short selfie video, turning your head left and right to prove you are a real person. AI can spoof these movements quite easily now. If banks issued a personalized Moiré identity card to customers, the process becomes mathematically unforgettable by current AI. The card could be fabricated with specific spatial frequencies that produce a unique Moiré beat period, acting as a frame-domain fingerprint. The user simply holds the card near their face. By taking the selfie video, the platform enforces a protocol requiring the participant to move the grading assembly slightly, ensuring the physical optics are captured. This provides a highly secure, privacy-preserving way to prevent identity theft. The researchers also built a proof of neural net system to validate this. The physical grading assembly consists of 3 layers: a front-mounted Kevlar lens sheet, a rear-printed line pattern on paper, and a flat acrylic base. They recorded videos across 12 subjects in 29 distinct scenes, yielding a total of 87 real videos. Then, they tested 3 state-of-the-art AI video generation models to see if the AI could forge the Moiré signature. They extracted the first frame of the authentic videos to serve as a visual condition and engineered specific text prompts over many rounds. Manual inspection revealed that the generative models produce severe temporal inconsistencies, such as the sudden disappearance or extreme deformation of the grading assembly, even when they tracked the generated Moiré patterns manually to give the AI every possible advantage. The real recordings clustered at high correlation values of about 0.87, while the AI-generated videos concentrated at substantially lower values around 0.57. The test confirmed a highly significant separation. This means the AI generators completely failed to maintain the strict linear coupling that the Moiré motion and variant demands. A fringe that shifts too fast, too slow, or in the wrong direction by a fraction of a cycle, will depress the correlation far below the threshold. It is just beautiful physics defeating statistical forgery. Of course, the authors also discuss some limitations in future work. This approach relies on the assumption that current generative models do not perform fuzz by simulation. Should future models incorporate full ray tracing of the 2-layer grading geometry, they could in principle reproduce the correct fringe displacement coupling. Additionally, the method requires relative motion between the camera and the grading assembly, because authentication is not possible in the case where both remain perfectly static throughout the recording. But in real life, humans naturally move. And our hands always have mirror tremors, so achieving that relative motion is very easy in practice. Now, I think this paper is a massive leap forward for video security. By relying on deterministic optical phenomena, we can create a physically grounded, verifiable signature against AI-generated misinformation. Thank you so much for tuning in today. And I hope you found this topic as exciting as I did. This is your host, Sano Emi, wishing you a wonderful weekend. See you next time.